All right, guys, so the NBA playoffs are heating up, and the best teams are starting to show themselves. So how do I get you involved in the game? You know what you do? Go to our friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Enter that promo code DCTV. Bet $5 or more and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. I choose them all. I got to win. So I do that, though, at the DraftKings Sportsbook because I'm a smart guy. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook. Show your basketball knowledge. And then when you're doing that, use my promo code to save a little bit and to get some bonus bets. Bet only $5 or more, get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Sign up using my promo code DCTV. Bet 5, get $150 in bonus bets. And show your friends that you're the one. You're the brain when it comes to the NBA and the NBA playoffs. Guys, the games are good. So why don't you get in the game with the DraftKings Sportsbook? Because at the DraftKings Sportsbook, especially when you use that promo code DCTV, that crown is yours. Fury Usyk just wrapped, and a lot of times we have this expectation that when we get these big boxing fights that they're going to deliver, and then they become duds. You know, we have seen heavyweight boxing go through a time where the Klitschko's were too dominant. They seem head and shoulders above the rest. So it didn't seem like the fights were as competitive. But then Tyson Fury comes, and while he was dominant, and he was the guy that beat Vladimir Klitschko to win the belt, he wasn't a guy that seemed to not be involved in good fights, but only because he would get knocked down. Right, so it added this layer to his fights that didn't seem to be there whenever Vladimir Klitschko or Vitaly Klitschko was the champion. Having Tyson Fury and then having him in those fights with Deontay Wilder and him getting dropped, getting up, it seemed to be bringing the heavyweight division back. But then when Oleksandr Usyk came, you always had this idea that this guy was going to be a problem, especially for Tyson Fury. And you could see it building. A lot of us spent so much time worrying about Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury that Usyk almost was the forgotten guy. Well, he got his opportunity today in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and it was a tremendous fight. I mean, it was like watching Evander Holyfield fight Lennox Lewis way back in the day. It was like watching those great heavyweights fights of the past, because it started a bit slow. Round 1 and 2, they were kind of feeling each other out, pot shotting, picking each other, trying to find the avenue to victory. By about the 4th round is when the fight really started to pick up, because it was 2-2 going through 4. But in the 5th and in the 6th, is when Tyson Fury started to really kind of, it almost felt like he was going to pull away, because he was on his toes. He was bouncing. He was popping a jab. He was throwing his sweeping right hand to the body that Oleksandr Usyk did not seem to like very much. He was hitting him with the jab, popping him with the right sweeping hook to the body. And he was fighting wonderful. And it was crazy because you're watching Tyson Fury fight a fight and looks so completely different than when he fought Francis. No knock to Big Francis, but Fury just looked different. And a lot of questions were raised because he looked so different. I know for a fact Tyson Fury looked different because I asked, this is crazy, was Tyson too skinny? Did Tyson Fury get too skinny for this fight? You know, he knew, our Team Fury knew he would have to be in amazing shape in order to have an opportunity to beat Usyk because of the pace and the pressure that Usyk fights with. Guys, when Tyson was dominating or winning those middle rounds, he was able to put Usyk on his heels a little bit and get him backing up. And Usyk got hurt, I think it was round 6. Usyk got hurt with a right hand, but then Fury was not able to capitalize. So you felt like the big man was starting to really impose himself because he was just so much bigger than Usyk. But you fight 12 rounds for a reason, guys. One of the biggest things that I noticed in this fight, and I noticed in Tyson Fury's fights of the past, that he was able to do that he could not do tonight to Usyk, was really use his weight to wear on his opponent. Usyk is so active and so much pressure going forward that Tyson doesn't have the ability to grab him and hold him. If you can recall, when he fought Deontay Wilder, he did a lot of the hanging over the top of him, where he would make him just carry his weight. Usyk did a really good job not allowing Tyson to slow him down and wrap him up and lean on him, but also the ref. It was a small guy in there, but he did a really good job of separating them very quickly whenever they did come together, or Tyson tried to use that as a tactic, which we have seen before. You know, Usyk is a guy, like I said, fights with a ton of pressure. In that show, he landed 170 punches on Tyson Fury. Nobody lands that many punches on Tyson Fury, and partly because of his size and his ability to almost wave you off with his arms. Tyson Fury is a guy that actually will reach away from his opponents, and because he's so long, he puts so much distance between him and the guy that they can't get to him. But that wasn't the case tonight. I'm looking at some of these stats. Usyk threw 10 of 41. The final punch stats were power punches to the body. Fury landed 95. 62 jabs to the body. 157 total. Usyk landed 170 total. He landed 49 to the body, to the total jabs and body shots. He landed 122 total power punches. And it showed, you know, he had Tyson Fury hurt very bad. I think it was round 8 or 9 where he hurt Fury. And guys, let's just say it. Call it what it is. If it's not Tyson Fury, fight would have been stopped. If it's not Tyson Fury, fight would have been stopped. The reason it wasn't stopped is because it was Tyson Fury. And thank you, ref, for not stopping it, because it gave us a lot of intrigue going into those final rounds, right? Going into round 9, 10, 11, 12, it was 8 that he got hurt bad. I mean, Fury's flailing all over the ropes, falling down. We have seen Tyson Fury down before. We've never seen him that hurt. If his name is not Tyson Fury, they stopped that fight. He was hurt that bad. But they let him continue. And then honestly, when you look at the judges' scorecards, the fight came down to round 12 because the scores are 115, 113. The scores are 114, 113. And the scores are 114, 13. Guys, the judge that scored at 115 for Tyson was the only descending judge that didn't have the fight 114, 113 with Oleksandr Usyk having the 10-8 round. This fight would have been a draw, honestly. It would have been a draw without a 10-8 round to Oleksandr Usyk in the 8th because of the knockdown. This fight would have been a draw. And in most instances, when it's a draw, you get really pissed off. It wouldn't have felt that bad in this one. It wouldn't have felt that bad in this one because it was that competitive a fight. Now, down the stretch, Fury slowed down because he was hurt so bad. Hats off to him, though. His recoverability is like nothing I've ever seen. You know, from the time Deontay Wilder about decapitated him to Oleksandr Usyk having him on skates, he's always able to recover and give himself a chance. That's exactly what he did once again tonight in this fight. He was hurt. He was done. He got off that stool, came back, survived round 9, and then started to try to work his way back into the fight. Actually landed some fights in the 11th, some punches in the 11th and the 12th that made the fight at least have to be judged, or at least you have to consider the work that Tyson Fury did, when in reality, most would have been done. Just an amazing fight. This is what heavyweight boxing should be. Guys, a lot of times we are quick to shit on boxing for the matchmaking, for the judging, for the fighting. But ultimately, when boxing is done right, and when the right people are in that ring, and the right people show up and fight in the way that they do, you get a fight like we got this afternoon. And when that happens, still one of the greatest sports in the world. There is nothing like it. But I think all the build, Usyk's size, Fury's weight loss, Tyson serious, I think it all built to the intrigue of what this fight became. I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It was a really good fight. You guys would love it. It's heavyweight boxing as heavyweight boxing is supposed to be done. Hats off to those guys. Congrats, fellas. It was an amazing event. Congrats to Oleksandr Usyk on now becoming the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And a lot of people in the know, and we speak to them, all knew that Oleksandr Usyk would be a problem for Tyson Fury. I don't know that he would be that much of a problem. And I don't know that they knew that Tyson Fury would be as game as he was to fight in the way that he did. It was an amazing fight. And luckily for us, there's an automatic rematch, regardless of who loses. And with that fight that they had today, somebody's going to pay a ton of money to see him fight again. And once again, I will be sitting on my couch watching it. It was an amazing fight. Great job, fellas. Great job, ESPN Boxing, because it didn't take forever like some of these other boxing fights do. But as we shit on boxing, we need to tip our cap to boxing when they get it right. And tonight, boxing got it right. All right, guys. Till next time, like, subscribe, tell your friends. I've got a YouTube channel. I'm going home to deal with these sinuses. Sinus season is the absolute worst, and I can't stand it. All right, guys. Till next time, go watch it. Usyk versus Fury. It's on ESPN Plus, and it's phenomenal. Great fight, guys. Till next time, peace.